I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the special magistrate for the town of Highland Beach. Let me begin by explaining how the process is going to work. I'm going to call the cases in the order in which they appear on the agenda. When you hear your case called, go ahead and proceed to the front of the room. The town will put on its testimony and evidence first. You'll have an opportunity to review any evidence that the town is submitting and ask questions of any of the town's witnesses, after which time you can submit your own evidence and make your own testimony, present your own testimony, after which I will make a decision. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you might testify, or there's a possibility you might testify, I'd ask that you rise and raise your right hand so you can be sworn in.
By the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right, I have the minutes of January 14th, I believe. They are hereby deemed approved, and they are signed and executed on this day. All right, first case is CC 24482, Deborah Costa Trust.
Good afternoon. The town is pulling this case as the property is in compliance.
Okay. All right, next one is B, case number CC 24446, Schulman Roberta, Personal Res Trust 2.
Hey, my name is Adam Osowski, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance Officer, and I've been previously sworn in. The property address is 2727 South Ocean Boulevard, Unit 306. I inspected the property on October 30th, 2024. The violations that remain as cited on today's agenda is 30-122A, 2 bathroom remodels without valid permits. The notice of violation was served by posting on November 6, 2024, after certified mail was sent on October 31st, 2024. The notice of violation was returned unclaimed on December 3rd, 2024. The respondent was given 15 days to come into compliance. The permit was submitted on February 3rd, 2025. It is currently pending under plan review. The town's unable to move forward with it until the property owner submits their plumbing sub-permit. The notice of hearing was served by certified mail sent on January 21st, 2025. The green card was returned signed on January 28th, 2025, after the NOH was delivered on January 24th, 2025. Prior to today's hearing, I re-inspected the building records on February 7th, 2025, and the violations continue to exist. I have submitted the following evidence, which includes proof of service, supporting documents, and photographs. The town recommends that the respondent be found in violation of the town code as alleged in the notice of violation. The town asks for 30 days to come into compliance or a fine of $250 for each day the violation remains thereafter. The town is also asking to assess prosecution costs in the amount of $250 payable within 30 days.
So if I understand this correctly, they remodeled a couple of bathrooms without permits, and they filed a permit, but they're still missing the plumbing permit, and so it can't be issued.
Correct. It all started, there was a leak through the pipes, and then the leak repair turned into the remodeling of the bathrooms.
Yeah, they often do, but you still need a permit. Is there anyone here on behalf of the respondent in this case? Sir, can you tell me your name, address, and telephone number?
Yes, my name's Joshua Ben Ruby, and I work for McDonald Hopkins Law Firm located at 501 South Flagler Drive in West Palm Beach.
Sir, can you tell me your last name one more time?
Ben Ruby, BenRubi, one word.
And you represent the Schulman Roberta Personal Trust?
I represent the property owner, Mr. Schulman, yes. And I just, if you don't mind, if I can just say a few things. Mr. Schulman, first of all, apologizes that he couldn't make it down. He lives up in New York. and he apologizes he couldn't attend. I wanted to provide an update for you on the status of the permit application. So as previously stated, the licensed contractor applied for a remodeling permit, which was submitted on the 3rd, February
Mhm.
3rd. And we spoke with the contractor and he told us that the town's currently waiting on the licensed plumber and electrician to update their registration status with the town. They were notified just last week that they needed to upload certain documentation. And the contractor, we spoke to the contractor, he's pushing those subs to update that information. And the plans have already been approved for the remodel, the electrical and the plumbing by the town. And I have copies of those here. And essentially, that's just the only impediment to hopefully getting the remodel permit issued. We're expecting it to be within a week. So obviously, this hearing came during the time when it's in the process. So all we're asking is we're doing everything we can to make sure that hopefully that remodel permit gets approved. And we're just asking for hopefully an extension to the next hearing to allow that permit to be approved this week and the work to begin.
The city's asking me to give you 30 days. Any reason that this shouldn't be done within 30 days?
I believe it can be done within 30 days. I don't think there's a problem with that.
Okay. Anything further from the town? Are you good? All right. I'll give you the 30 days.
Thank
So
you.
case number 24446. Make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the violation of 122A exists on the property for the remodel and repair of 2 bathrooms without proper permits. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of up to $250 per day may issue. I assess cost the amount of $250. Good luck. Hopefully I won't see you.
Can we make that 30 days, March
Oh,
11th?
that's right. You like the date certains, right?
do.
What is it? March
11th.
March 11th,
Thank you.
2025. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know it does. All right, case C, CC 24160.
I am Adam Osowski, and I've been previously sworn in. The respondent is Michael Equivalent. The property address is 3420 South Ocean Boulevard, 8Y. This case was originally heard at the Code Board hearing on July 9th, 2024. The board ruled the respondent had 30 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $250 per day would be imposed. The board also charged the respondent a $250 cost of prosecution, which was paid on December 3rd, 2024. On December 23rd, 2024, the respondent notified the town requesting this case be heard so the owner can request a fine reduction. The property was in violation for 115 days after the date set for compliance. As of today, the total fine is $28,750. The town recommends the fine be reduced by 85% to $4,312.50, payable within 30 days, or the fine will revert back to the full amount.
Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent, Michael Quinlivan? Come on up, sir.
Morning, Your Honor. Gavin McLean on behalf of the homeowner, Michael Quinlivan.
Sorry, can you tell me your name one more time, just a little slower?
Gavin McLean.
Gavin McLean,
Yes, from McLean Law PLLC.
and you're representing Michael Quinlivan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So, my client unfortunately hired a plumber who didn't do a very good job, and he had to terminate that plumber's services. This isn't a case where my client was trying to do work under the table or without filing permits. He actually filed the necessary permits. What happened is he ran into a disagreement with his plumber. He fired him. Then he went on extended vacation for, I think, to Europe for several months. And while all this happened, that's when, he apparently was getting notice of the hearing and everything else like that. He wasn't in the country to attend, fortunately. But when he returned, he did hire the proper plumber. I spoke with Adam. Things are in line. So I'm asking if more than 85%, if we can, get my client's fine reduced up to possibly 100%, pay the court costs, whatever else is necessary,
Well, we don't really have court costs, but you can make me an ask. What are you asking for? You want me to, I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna reduce it to 100%, so
Okay, 95%.
you gotta give me a number, right? I'm not doing the math in my head.
I'll do the math. $1,437.50.
How does the town feel about that number?
$1,437.50. I mean, he filed his permits, he did everything he needed to do. He just unfortunately was out of the country when all this happened.
Well, he did let it run for 115 days. That's.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
he was
I'm
out of
glad
the
he could
country
take
for
a
about 6
vacation.
months.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
115 days is a long time to let it run.
yeah.
Maybe we should just have calculators in here, huh?
Exactly, right? 20 years ago, they had to be doing this by hand.
Town comes back, 90, our final offers 90%, which is $2,875.
Mr. McLean?
I think that's fine as long as my client gets 60 days.
The town doesn't object to that.
What 60 days? April 11th? All right, 24172 reduced to $2,875 payable by April 11th, 2025, or returns to the original amount. All right, CC 2486. Seth Fishman.
We have another fine reduction. 24,172.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I just skipped, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. The case number CC 24172.
It's the same property owner. I am Adam Osowski and I have been previously sworn in. The respondent is Michael Equivalent. The property address is 3420 South Ocean Boulevard, 8Y. This case was originally heard at the Code Board hearing on August 13th, 2024. The board ruled the respondent had 30 days to come into compliance or a fine of $250 per day would be imposed. The board also charged the respondent a $250 cost of prosecution, which was paid on December 3rd, 2024. On December 23rd, 2024, the respondent notified the town requesting this case be heard so the owner can request a fine reduction. The property was in violation for 82 days after the date set for compliance. As of today, the total fine is $20,500. The town recommends the fine be reduced to $2,050 and payable within 30 days, or the fine will revert back to the full amount.
Mr. McLean? I assume you're here for this one too?
Yeah.
You want to make your appearance?
Gavin McLean on behalf of Michael Quillington. I don't have an issue with the amount. I just asked for another 60 days like the previous one. So we can get even.
April 11th?
Yeah.
All right, in case CC 24172, I reduced the fine to $2,050 payable by April 11th, 2025, or it returns to the original amount.
All right.
Yeah, let me try again here. Case number CC 2486, Seth Fishman.
All right, my name is Adam Osowski and I've been previously sworn in. This is case number CC 24-86. The respondent is Seth Fishman. The property address is 2575 South Ocean Boulevard, 303S. At the December 10th, 2024 hearing, the special magistrate stayed the fines and scheduled this case for a status update hearing today. As of February 7th, 2025, per Robert Fishman, Seth Fishman's father, he has stated the Court of Appeals has not yet rendered a decision in the criminal case. Robert Fishman does have a contractor on retainer to take over the permit, but the permits are still expired as of today. The notice of hearing was served by certified mail sent on January 21st, 2025. It was delivered on January 23rd, 2025. The respondents are asking for another extension so they can get a decision from the Court of Appeals, and the respondent is represented here today.
Whoever's representing the respondent, when you come up and tell me your name, please.
My name is Robert Fishman. I am the father of Seth Fishman, and I have the power of attorney. Unfortunately, Seth is in the Miami Correction Institute, and he's been in lockdown since Christmas. And by lockdown, what I mean is you can't call him, he can't call you, you can't email him, he can't email you, you can't write to him. It's complete shutdown, and it's not him, it's the whole institution. And they're doing this because there's something going on with the staff, and I don't know if it's Donald Trump or something else, but they just locked everybody down, and it's been going on. I haven't spoken to him since before Christmas. So in the interim, when I found out from Adam, I've spoken to him over several months. When there was when he advised me of certain violations, I took care of it. There was something with the fire code that had to be closed down, and we took care of it. I paid it. We had a bill here to pay. I paid it. I took care of it. With this here, as I said, I haven't even been able to speak to my son. I finally got a contractor here, which was located, recommended by one of the trustees from the town of Highland Beach townhouses, because I don't know anyone here. I live in New York. I'm not even a winter resident here. So I'm here for the first time in I don't know how long. I just came down for this hearing. What I'm saying at this point, the reason for all these problems, my son prepaid a contractor, Mr. Baran, and he paid him several $100,000 to do the construction, and he was supposed to do the construction, have the subcontractors, everything, and take care of all the permits and insure everything. In November, in the beginning of 2022, my son was sentenced at that point, and he was put into the Brooklyn Detention Center. His attorney, there was a Mr. Bloom in this area, worked out something. Baran just stopped working. We didn't know why or what. Baran, when he stopped working, he didn't call us, he didn't do anything. He already was prepaid. The attorney brought an action against him, this Mr. Bloom, on behalf of Seth. They entered into a settlement agreement in the court in Palm Beach County. And this was an agreement was signed by Mr. Baran, and I had signed here as power of attorney for my son because he was incarcerated. He had been moved to Florida from Brooklyn. I have a copy of the agreement I'd like to give the court so they have it here, so they understand what's going on. Mr. Baran took his several $100,000 and he decided to put, huh?
I can take that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he decided to put those monies into other ventures he was doing. He bought 2 properties. And he didn't have the money to pay his contractors, and his contractors walked off the job.
Mr. Fisher, this is probably
just-
more detail than I really need.
Well, I'm just getting to the end of it. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna accept as true the fact
Yeah.
that your son has problems and he has problems with the people that are working for him. But fundamentally, I'm not a court, I'm not a judge. You know, this isn't a court of law, it's a special magistrate hearing on code enforcement. So really, all I need to know is why aren't you in compliance and what are you asking me for?
Okay, I spoke to the contractor about 20 minutes ago, and he said everything's been said to this woman who's in charge of permits, and he called Adam several times. He's been speaking to Adam, and I've been speaking to Adam, and as far as I know, he says everything has been completed. And it just has to be signed off. There's 1 or 2 items, but he's been working on it since I was able to hire him. And I've hired him, some time ago.
Let me hear from the city again. What's the status as far as the city I'm sorry, the town
I'm
understands?
sorry.
That's okay. Just need the microphone.
Yeah.
As of this morning, the permits still show expired. The one question the town does have is based on the criminal case, who's in control of the property?
Right now, the government is holding it. They have a lien on it. They have a restraining order that we can't do anything with it. I'm taking my own funds to pay the fellow to do the permits, etc. Seth's funds have all been tied up. The Court of Appeals case was heard in September.
Wait, circle back there. Are you under a court order not to repair the property?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying you're under a court order not to repair the property?
No one's gonna pay for it. They've tied up all his assets. They won't let us touch it. And the Court of Appeals has had a hearing in September. Okay, his attorneys of the Federal District Court in the Southern District of New York had a hearing. We expected it to come down by now. If they take away the forfeiture and restitution, he will go back, get back his properties. At that point, he can go and he can pay for everything and take care of everything.
All right, so what are you asking me to do, sir?
I'm sorry,
What are you asking me for?
I'm asking for an extension of time.
How
so
much
that
time are you asking me for?
I would like it to go into April because we have a case in Palm Beach County against the defendant, the contractor. Now, what I don't understand, and I looked up the records, is the contractor, it seems he never followed up, to keep the permits up to date or anything else. My son was incapacitated. The building at this point, nothing's been done to do any further work on it after this May area.
I'm kind of confused here. So you're saying you can't do anything, but that you did do something?
I did minor things. He said there was a penalty. I paid $500 to have the fire department come and say.
But you said you submitted the permits?
Huh?
You said you submitted the permits?
The permits have been submitted by the contractor. And he says everything should be done. He says there's a problem with the computers.
So you're talking about permits that were submitted a really long time ago?
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the permits that were submitted?
He put on for a new permit. When I received the violation that I first noticed from Adam, this was in the fall.
Because I don't think the town has any record of anyone filing any new permits.
No,
That's what I'm double checking right now.
I have something on my cell phone, which he shows something, and he says,
All right, while he's looking for that. So what you're asking me for is to continue the stay until April?
yeah, because I'm hoping the Court of Appeals be finished. I have a trial scheduled on against the defendant, the contractor, in April. The contractor is his attorney offered $60,000-$70,000 to settle the matter, but we don't even have the authority to settle the matter if we could. but there's more involved because the agreement I just gave to Adam shows that he put his 66,000 into escrow and a list penned on his properties, and another 66,000 is to go in there, which is.
It's honestly, it sounds like you have some complex problems here.
It's a mess. You know, I'm
yeah,
too old for
I
this,
mean-
Your Honor. I have to be honest. I'm retired 20 years. I don't
Yeah,
practice.
I mean, in terms of code enforcement, though, much of that is really, it's just beyond what I'm supposed to address in a code enforcement.
I
hearing, but-
understand that. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
let you know that we've not been negligent. We're trying to do the best we can on this. I'm sorry? Okay, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, the town would like to grant another 90 days to get this straightened out, if you feel that's appropriate. I know they're asking till April. We can add another month onto that and turn it into 90 days because of the complexities of the case. And we're still unsure as to whether or not, because this is what we heard initially from the attorney for the property owner, was that basically the federal government had the property locked down. They didn't want anything done, but we had to have them take care of some life safety issues with fire sprinklers that had some issues. So that was taken care of. And it was, so it's at a place where it's safe being empty for life safety with the other residents, but we'd be happy to grant 90 days instead of the 60 that he's asking, to give them more time if you feel that's appropriate.
Does the town want to schedule for another status hearing at that
Yeah.
point? So status on
That would
May
put us-
13th,
That would push us to what?
May 13th for status.
Oh, that's the old one.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
so we'll just do it to May 13th. All right, let me just do this
Okay.
on the record here. All right, in case CC 2486, I hereby extend the stay to May 13th, 2025, and I set it for status hearing on that date.
Mr. Fishman,
Yes.
this settlement agreement, it looks like this is an original. I don't know that you want to leave it with the magistrate, and he doesn't really need it, so.
We can take a photostat and make a copy.
No,
He doesn't
I don't
really-
need it.
Okay,
actually.
so
What? No, was that?
It's not controlling on this proceeding anyway. I think that's it, right? All right. Seeing no further business before us, we are adjourned.